you have to get used to stepping out of your comfort zone. You know, being in your comfort zone is comfortable, but it prohibits you from growing. And there's certain things in your life that you are destined to achieve and destined to do, but you're prohibiting yourself by saying that you're not ready, it doesn't feel right, whatever the case may be, right? So before I get even deeper into this, my name is Jay, aka Siblings VFX. I grew up in Los Angeles. I have a business. I'm a photographer, and I'm very big on mental health and emotional stability, because without your sense of emotional intelligence, it's going to be very difficult for you to do things that, move you forward. It's going to be very difficult for you to find friends, find coworkers, find business partners, clients, fans, supporters, just love, anything like that. Your emotional and mental standpoint needs to be clear, right? And recently, I was always the type of person where I was able to release content and do things, and I've gathered millions of views on other people's platforms, right? I'm very good at marketing and just putting out the content. But then once it became something that I felt like I needed to do, or wanted to do rather, I was like, nah, this isn't me. I'm not comfortable, posting this type of content on my Instagram, doing all this other type of stuff, right? And it's really getting in my own way because it was outside of my comfort zone, regardless of it being something that I truly wanted to do. The fact that it was just something new, I delayed the process. And something I want you guys to pay attention to is when you delay processes, the issue or the problem doesn't change. You just have that problem for way longer, which, you shouldn't want that type of headspace or that type of energy. Once you notice something is a problem, once you notice something is a self-limiting belief, or, you're sinking yourself into your comfort zone, you should try your hardest to address it as soon as possible and almost force yourself into those next steps. Because on the outside of your comfort zone, it isn't always this sad, traumatic, damaging, experience like your ego is telling you, because truthfully speaking, your ego is just there to protect you. So that's why it's being activated and you're sinking into things like your comfort zone, your insecurities, etc. It is a form of protection. But on the outside of your comfort zone, and the things that you quote unquote need protection from, is blessings, it's opportunity, it's love, it's abundance, it's the things that God was wanting for you and that you wanted for yourself. And it was simply on the other side of you taking that risk, taking, a leap of faith, having a sense of courage, and, embracing what's in front of you. Stepping out of your comfort zone has usually more benefits than it does negatives. However, us as humans, we typically focus on the negative more than the positive. When it's kind of weird, because the positives of the comfort zone is so much more beneficial, so much more potent, so much more emotional and just heartfelt than any of the cons usually. However, we'll put the negativity on a pedestal as if the positive doesn't completely outweigh with the risk of rejection, missed opportunity, whatever you're scared of, right? Just take the risk. And for me, when I started putting out the content and I started doing things like that, right, I started noticing that nobody cares, right? And I'm not saying nobody cares, because of course we all have people who's looking and taking note of things. But truthfully speaking, people are just as interested as you are, showing a new version of yourself, embracing a new part of yourself, stepping out of your comfort zone, whether that's joining a sport, doing music, doing something in the public eye, making a career change, something like that. People usually want to go on that journey with you as well, because chances are they haven't experienced and they haven't went on that journey themselves, right? Now, the people who have usually went on the journey that you're about to go on by stepping outside of your comfort zone, they usually respect those type of actions, right? Because they understand that that is the path that leads you to somewhere, right? They start seeing the certain traits in you that was in them that allowed them to get to where they at. And then that's where you start getting that sense of abundance, that sense of community, that sense of love. And then on the vice versa, some people just genuinely support you. Some people would like to see somebody other than themselves do things that's just outside of the normal, outside of the comfort zone. If you've been put into a box your whole life, try to do something outside of the box. Throw a random curveball. Throw at least one curveball. and just see what happens. See what the ripple effect have, and just see how people react to that curveball. And it teaches you a lot about self, because once you get in the motion or the courage to start throwing pivots and start throwing curveballs, your anxiety goes down. You stop second guessing. You're just like, oh, well, I wasn't sure about this before. I did it anyways. I'm still here. I'm still breathing. Everything's okay. God is with us. Let me try this too. Let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try that, right? And we should always stay in this development stage. Self-development, self-improvement, mental health, all of that needs to be developed day by day. Work on it. And I promise it will take your artistry, it will take your business, it will take your relationship. It just take everything around you to a next level. The moment you get out of that comfort zone, have the tough conversations, have the good conversations, say hi to that person, try that idea, post that content, post that picture. Just be authentically you, and God will find a way to align people in your path that aligns with what you're trying to do. You are never too far out from what you want. My grandpa told me something so wise. He was like, usually the things that you want is in arm's reach. You can usually just reach out and grab it, but it's not until you take note of the things around you and you release all the insecurities and you just become present that you will see that the things that you want is usually a phone call away, a text away, a post away, an idea away. You usually have everything you need to get to the next step, but you have to embrace it. You have to move forward. So in 2025, artists, entrepreneurs, brand owners, creators, content creators, the whole nine, try something new. I love you guys. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow.